Well, today is National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and a nonprofit created by a Maine native is on a mission to empower girls through sports, mentorship, and also mental health programs.
We have the founder of Strong Girls United, Lani Silversides, here with us this morning to share more. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What a great day it is today, right?
It is. I always say every day is a good day to celebrate girls and women in sport.
That's right. And can you tell us more about your involvement in sports and what inspired you to start this organization and the mission?
Yeah, so, sport has been a part of my life since I was growing up. I was really fortunate to be exposed through my family to really try everything. So I did lots of sports growing up. I ended up sort of settling on soccer, basketball, and track in high school, played basketball in college. And then really in terms of starting this program, I have two young daughters, and they were 3 and 6 when I started Strong Girls United. And it really was about trying to give them some empowerment and tools that are not just about sports, but really integrating the mental skills, mental health, confidence, that skill building alongside sport.
Can you tell us more about the university programs and also some of the after-school programs?
Yeah, so we partner with universities and college female student athletes to go out into their community to run programs for girls. And they're like celebrities to their local community. Those girls, having strong female role models, we know can help support girls in staying in sport longer as well. So it's a perfect, it's a perfect pair, and it's also great for the college athletes who get to sort of get grounded and realize and remember where they came from, and that sport really started as this fun thing, and trying to really continue to support that for the college athletes as well.
Let's talk about your Female Athlete Leadership Conference as well, and your mentorship program too.
Yeah, so the conference, we started here in Maine, so we hosted it the last 2 years at St. Joseph's College, and we brought together high school student athletes and coaches across the state of Maine for one full day conference. It's a leadership conference, but really we focus on that mental health, mental skills. So when we start with ourselves internally and we can support the teens and the high school athletes from the inside, we really believe that that makes great leaders. So we had almost 300 at the second year conference this past September. We'll be doing it again this coming September at Bates College. And I just love being able to give back to the community that I grew up in as well, in the state of Maine, and those female athletes and coaches.
What kind of impact do you think your organization has had?
Hopefully widespread, but one of the things that I think makes us unique is we had an event on Sunday with girls that were 3 years old. So we had 3 to 6 year olds, and then we work with kids and all the way up through the high school, the college athletes, and then the coaches that are working with them. So again, I think what makes us unique is the ability to have programming and impact across truly all ages. And there's really a place for anyone at any point to jump into what we do.
There are some staggering statistics on your website, I noticed, including at age 14, girls drop out of a sport at twice the rate of boys, and there are 1.3 million fewer opportunities for girls to participate in high school sports than boys. How concerning is that, and how do you hope to change those numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that really started this organization was seeing my kindergartner, at school, and that the recess, that I saw was all the boys on the basketball courts, all the boys playing, soccer, and I felt like when I was growing up, that's how it was. And it was really, a little bit surprising that that next generation was kind of dealing with that as well, feeling like they didn't belong. So our biggest thing is really wanting to create a space where girls feel like they belong, they feel like they can, participate and try new things, and then giving them those mental skills to persist and stick with it even when things get really hard.
What kind of advice do you give girls and their parents, not only getting into a sport, but trying to stick with it, at least through high school?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be super competitive all the time. We know that physical activity supports long-term health, achievement, well-being, and if we can find a place where people feel like they belong and can be physically active as well, sport becomes one of those opportunities. We really hope to provide an opportunity like that for all girls. So even we have a lot of girls that are have started with our programs in elementary school and then become coaches of the Strong Girls programs. And that might be their team, the Strong Girls teams, where we're doing multiple sports, you know, a different sport in a non-competitive way. And that's okay too. We just want girls feeling like they belong.
And maybe try a few different sports, right? You don't have to be forced into one, you know, if you want to explore and see really what clicks for you.
Absolutely. A big part of starting it also was that I was a high school coach at the time and saw a lot of sports specialization and burnout was happening by the time girls were in high school. So if we backtrack to try to make that, you know, sort of prevention stage, and we know the dropout rate, we back up to elementary school and start building those interests and trying new things and being involved in lots of different sports, hoping that it helps also with that burnout and staying in the game. And we've got some high schoolers that might try a new sport in high school, and that's great. We want to build those skills so that they can try something new.
You briefly brought up role models. Talk about how important that is. I mean, back in the 90s, it started with the first Women's World Cup, winning that. And then, of course, now we have Caitlin Clark. At the WNBA, ratings have never been higher. How important is that for girls to look at these athletes or these leagues or these teams now and go, you know what, I can do that, you know?
I mean, I think it's huge. It's that see it to be it, you know, the ability to see someone like yourself doing what you aspire to do is such an amazing thing. So it's really what it's kind of that third pillar of our programs. We talked about the sports, we talked about the mental skills. That mentorship piece is that third component, and it's just providing that opportunity for older female role models to be able to give back, and for young girls to also be able to see themselves and get really inspired and empowered by what they can see as possible.
Wow, it is empowering. And how can young girls get involved? Is there a website where they can learn more?
Yes, sgunitedfoundation.org, or on social media, we're Strong Girls United. And there's opportunities. We've got online curriculum, and we've got opportunities for people, even if we don't have a program in their area, that a coach or a parent can use our curriculum and activities into the programs that they're coaching.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Having 3 daughters myself, having an organization like this and a day like this really helps out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate it too.